The first large-scale suspended vibrating screen, and the air separation screen behind, and the subsequent secondary screening. Now let's take a look at the first step of the double shaft shredder. Double shaft shredding, we are equipped with a hard shell reducer. This is the motor, then inside is our blade. After we throw the raw materials in, shredded by double shaft shredder, the shredded material is about 4 cm to 5 cm in size. At this time, we can put the steel shell positive electrode, tear the negative electrode and the plastic separator into pieces. First, this material is then transported through the conveyor belt below. The conveyor belt is in a sealed housing. Prevent this dust from escaping. First, the material enters the first step crusher. The purpose of crushing is to separate the graphite powder and precious metal powder. Then the powder is pumped to the top through the pipe. The machine above is a large circular vibrating screen. The structure is two-layer. The outer layer is a shell to prevent dust from escaping. Inside is a large drum screen. There is a mesh on the sieve. The material is separated by rotation and vibration. At this time, we first carry out the first step of collecting dust. Our 1-ton configuration has 2 ash outlets. The first one is here. The material exported is the first collection of black powder. Black powder is one of our final products. Dust settled in this place. Then enter a unified pipeline collection system below. This is the first release. This is the second outflow. The purpose of discharging twice is to collect the materials above quickly. After our calculation, the output can reach 1 ton per hour. The flake material in the drum screen goes to the first drum magnetic separator through the back. The roller magnetic separator can adjust the magnetic up to 8,000 Gauss. Select the iron accurately. After iron is selected, the material is continuously pumped by wind. Enter the 3-way air separator from above. These 3 are empty extensions. Its function is to separate the lighter diaphragm from the heavier copper, aluminum and black powder. Plastic diaphragms are very light. The air is blown from bottom to top in the air separator, so the lighter diaphragm blows to the side. Separately collect the diaphragm and the dust on it. Heavier copper and aluminum. The heavier copper, aluminum, and powdery flakes of the positive and negative electrodes will fall off. This sorting was repeated 3 times. The membrane is collected to the side through these 3 sorting channels on the side. The heavy materials are pumped to the back after 3 air separations. Secondary crushing. At this time, the crushing requires the material to be very small particles, because the next step is to separate copper and aluminum. Then the material is crushed and falls from top to bottom. After the crushing is completed, it is pumped out through the pipe below. Then it passes through the cyclone dust collector and enters the circular vibrating screen. At this time, there will be a secondary collection of dust and copper and aluminum powder. After collecting the powder, the large particles enter the grinding equipment. The principle of grinding is that the high-speed rotating blade and the moving blade rub against each other. Grind copper and aluminum into granules. After grinding, the material is pumped to the top. After grinding, the material is pumped into the second circular vibrating screen for screening. Why multiple screening? Because there is black powder in it. Separate the black powder from the copper and aluminum. Copper and aluminum go through this orange pipe, pumped up to the top and transported to the airflow separation bed through cyclone. The front end of the airflow separation bed is where copper powder comes out. This is copper powder. Aluminum powder is coming out from behind. The purity of this copper powder is more than 80%. Secondary sorting is possible. Aluminum powder is coming out from behind. At this time, we have realized the collection of 3 types of materials. The black powder is collected in the middle pipe. Copper powder and aluminum powder are collected in the airflow gravity separation bed at the back. The white linear vibrating screen in the front is sealed to collect the plastic diaphragm. This is the plastic separator sorted from the battery. At the top is a large orange thick tube. It collects dust uniformly. Because we are working with dust, there is a lot of dust. A unified dust collection duct runs through our entire system from front to back. The dust is sent to a large dust collector at the end. In this way, the entire process of collecting ash is realized. First, you can see one of our distribution cabinets. All buttons are uniformly protected. Because there is a lot of dust in the on-site working environment, this can prevent dust from contaminating the buttons or entering the distribution cabinet and contaminating the circuits. The current standard configuration already includes such a protective cover. We can also make explosion-proof protective covers outside, completely covered. All the distribution cabinets of our entire system are concentrated on one large distribution cabinet. In this way, workers do not need to go to multiple places when investigating. Just operate in front of the unified power distribution cabinet.